Even if you try your best, sometimes mistakes happen. Today, I want to reflect with you on some of my worst purchases during my minimalist journey. Organizing tools. When I thought about my ideal minimalist home, I imagined a closet with perfectly organized objects. So I bought a lot of organizing tools and boxes to replicate this aesthetic. Quickly, I realized that the more organizers I had, the more I would just put things in them to organize. After realizing this, I tried to rearrange my home with the goal of owning fewer organizing boxes. That way, I was more mindful of the objects I owned, since they became visible instead of hiding inside boxes. This also helped me assess, day to day, what I really need. Double objects to make my life more practical. Multiple lipsticks, lip balms. These are objects I didn't think would become a hassle. Originally, I bought them to make my life easier. One lipstick in the bathroom, one in the living room, one in my purse. The idea itself wasn't bad, not having to move things around all the time. But eventually, these objects became a problem because I hadn't realized they were spreading everywhere. The other day, I realized I bought a new lip balm while I already had an extra one in my purse. By doing this, I devalued every item I owned and didn't cherish them properly. Now, my goal is to finish all the doubles and extras, then own just one of each. Unpractical clothes. When I wasn't a minimalist, I used to have a huge number of clothes. While sizing down to build my minimalist wardrobe, I struggled to find the balance between unique pieces and everyday basics. So more than I would like to admit, I still fell into the trap of buying new clothes when I started my journey. And most often, the only times I truly regretted buying a piece was when it wasn't practical. By that, I mean that it didn't fit my lifestyle or my wardrobe. When you have a lot of clothes, it's easier to buy a unique piece that isn't very practical, telling yourself you will make it work. But when you want a limited number of pieces, that kind of item never really does. Cooking tools. Wanting to make my life easier and more mindful, I thought that buying cooking tools would fit into my new minimalist lifestyle. Tools to cut, tools to measure, and a very modern kettle. And one day, my mom, who is not a minimalist, quite the contrary, came to my home and made tea by heating the water in the microwave. Okay, that is a crime, but it made me realize that there must be a balance between practicality and the number of tools you need to make your life easier. I probably don't need that fancy vegetable cutter. A good knife would be enough, lighter and more versatile. But I am keeping the kettle though. What's one kitchen tool you thought you needed but never use? The overall lesson for me was that finding the balance between building a new minimalist lifestyle and making our lives easier isn't that easy, and it needs occasional readjustments. What do you think?